wish I could give you the tea, but baby, mine's just a little bit tart, and that's why it's called Leah's Lemonade. And honey, you know, okay, I've been in Columbus for a hot minute, but y'all know I'm a DMV girl, so it feels like a hometown hookup. I got Jess Hilarious with me. How you doing, boo?
I'm good. How you doing, Leah?
It's good. It feels good to have the DMV energy back. I know Baltimore, you know, don't like to claim the DMV, but when you go out of the DMV, it's all the DMV, right?
I do claim y'all. I love it. I love where I'm from.
Okay, because I was in Pretty Girl County, Maryland, PG County.
Oh, yeah? Yeah, I love PG. I love PG, DC, everything from, Silver Springs all the way back up to all of that. I love.
And then now we here in Columbus, and my sis is booked and busy, always booked and busy. Sis, you're doing radio, you're doing television. I just remember, again, I told you this when we, came up, that I know so many people who know you, so it feels very like hometown hero. We rooting for you, in humble beginnings, and you've just advanced so far. And do you look back and you're just like, damn, I made it? How does it feel?
Yeah, I never get comfortable where I am, so I have yet to do that, to look back and be like, I made it, because I'm so forward. I mean, I'm so focused on always going forward. So I never really look back, like, not yet. I haven't reached my ceiling yet.
Well, you got to remember, you in the middle of a prayer, so always look back.
Oh, absolutely. I'm God-fearing woman before anything else, so absolutely. I do thank God for being just being able to expand my business over the past few years. Yeah, to do that, I'm happy.
Yeah, and I think, one thing about you, love it or hate it, you're going to say how you feel. You're going to tell us everything you feel and your most recent controversy. But I want to know for Jess, is there like I don't cross this line? Like, some people be like, I don't talk about kids. I don't talk about women. Is there a line for you, or are you like, fuck it, we ball?
It's not even that it's a line, no, it's not. Whatever, I mean, because I don't just be sitting around just thinking of, like, things to say. I don't just sit around and say, oh, I'm just going to pick on this person, or I'm just going to say, I don't do that. If I see something and it triggers something, or if I see something and I may want to either defend it or, kind of like debate it, then I'll do so. Yeah. But yeah, I don't just sit around and just try to make up some stuff, or, figure out who I can pick on. I don't do that.
Right, it ain't giving that. One thing I wanted to ask you, obviously, there was a whole back and forth online about the trans comments you made. I'm curious to know, does it bother you? Because you came out and said, like, in a podcast, like, listen, there was, people thought I was a trans woman at one point. But does it bother you when that's like the deflection? Because for me, like, when people talk about me, it's you fat, right? And there's days that sometimes it's like, okay, girl. And then there's some days where it's like, oh, you came from my life. Yeah. Are there days that those comments about, like, your sexuality or hypermasculinity that bother you?
Yeah, no. So he thought that I was a born male. He just thought I was a man. He didn't think I was trans at all. He thought I was just a man, like, that had, that just wore a wig, you know what I mean? Like, just like drag. Right. Like, he thought I was that, and he was disappointed when I told him that I was not. And he was like, well, damn, because I was trying to, you know what I'm saying? I was like, well, how much? Because, you know what I'm saying? But no. But yeah, no, he just thought I was just flat out man, you know what I mean? And whatever, I don't really get offended at that type of thing. I really don't. I mean, I don't know. It's so many other things going on, like, where if I decide to be focused on that, I go crazy. Yeah. Like, it's some things I just, man, it's like, whatever,
and also with, like, the influx of social media followers, like, there's so much coming at you, because I've learned in my few viral moments, right, how the internet can go either real dark on you or be your best advocate. And you have to learn in those moments to kind of not allow either one to sway you, right? Because, sometimes you be feeling like I'm vindicated because these people believe me. Or sometimes you feel like, damn, these people turning their back on me. So, like, how do you balance truly, like, walking the line? Because your claim to fame is social media. So that's the grounds that built up who Jess Hilarious is. But how do you not get stuck in it? I saw in a recent interview you said, I've finally gotten to a point where now I can scroll through social media and not be bothered by the comments. What was that, like, breaking point? Or what was that moment for you? Or was it just like a culmination of all the things you've gone viral for?
To be honest, it was one day. It was actually a day. I was scrolling, and I found myself looking for negativity instead of, and when your mind is programmed and you get conditioned to doing that, it's like, oh, hold up. I need to chill. What am I doing? I'm scrolling past all of this positivity, positive. Oh, Jess, we love you. Oh, Jess, I love what you're doing. I'm here. I'm a day one, and I've seen you from the grind. I've seen you, when you didn't have this, and now you got this, and then I get to that one, and I'm about to go in on that one. It's like you really looked and you're scanning, looking for negative.
Yeah.
That's when I realized, I'm like, look, nah, man, that ain't happening.
Yeah.
We can't do that because the positivity always outweighs the negativity. It's just that as an influencer, you get caught up in thinking that everybody's gonna love you, that you try to please everybody, and that's not what you're supposed to do. You can't even do that off of social media.
Yeah.
So don't get online and try to please everybody. That's never gonna happen.
Somebody on social media said this to me, and it kind of changed two things changed my perspective. One thing Megan Thee Stallion said is, someone will say the most distasteful thing about you, like, fuck your whole day up, right? Yeah. They will go on and eat a sandwich and not even think about having commented, right? Yeah. And you sitting at home tore up all day about somebody who said a comment, who off enjoying their day, and you at home miserable. Yeah. So that was the first thing that kind of made me realize. And then someone said, yo, we so delusional on social media because if 100 people came up to you equaling your likes and came up and gave you a compliment, you would feel so good about yourself that day. Yeah. But we think 100 likes is not a lot. Do you see the transfer?
I never even heard that one. That second one, I love that. Yeah. I actually love that. Whoever said that, that's pretty dope. I never thought of it that way. I don't really give it too much thought anyway like that, but that's a good way for other people to think about that. Yeah. Because, 100 likes is nothing online, but 100 people coming up to give you those likes. Yes, you would think you were the celebrity. Okay. Yes. Yeah. No, I like that. Yeah. I like that, but that's true.
Perspective switch, and social media is always ever turning. So it's like, So speaking of social media, you come up in the era of social media comedians, and oftentimes when I talk to a lot of OGs, they have varying opinions about social media comedians. Yeah. How do you feel that OG comedians are receptive to you and your craft and how you come at comedy? Because I have found that in the past when I look at some social media, and it's not everybody, some of them, it doesn't translate. Like you can be funny for 15 seconds on social media, but when it comes to that stage, it's a different conversation. Yeah. So what do you think what has your reception been from like OG comedians?
Man, nothing but greatness. Honestly, nothing but greatness. I love all the way from Martin to the real Tommy Davidson to David Allen Greer to Dave Chappelle, Kevin Hart. A lot of the greats, Lunel, a lot of them, they love me. Yeah. They love me. They voice it. They tell me. They show it. And I get compared to Martin a lot and Kevin Hart a lot. So and then my realness compares with Monique. Our stomping grounds, Baltimore City all day. Yep. So I get compared to her in terms of realness. But I haven't had an OG yet that didn't respect me. Now me and Corey Holcomb, we got our one. It's like there. Oh my God. That's the only person that's ever gave me a daggone problem. But all in all, I don't hate him either. You know what I mean? It's just OG and I had our differences over some things that were said in the past, and it's like whatever. But he's OG as well. He respect me deep down. He respect me too. Yeah, for sure. But I had no beefs with none of that. Yeah,
absolutely. And going back to Baltimore, so I've learned, being in the DMV area for over a decade, that people from Baltimore, their spirit is just very different. Like when people ask me all the time, like, oh, was you ever scared in Baltimore? I was like, nah, because it's something about the kids there. It's something about the spirit of the people in Baltimore that's really special, and I haven't met people quite like that. Yeah. So what do you think, growing up in Baltimore, those roots from that have taught you about the industry that you're in? Because it's a jungle there, and it's a jungle in this industry. So how do you translate those skills that you learned coming up in Baltimore to what you do today?
Just not getting too comfortable. You know what I'm saying? That's one thing Baltimore will teach you, because you can't get too comfortable where you are even there. You know what I'm saying? So just growing up like that, I use a lot of my street smart in this industry, because it's a hustle everywhere. It's just like it's a hustle in the streets. It's corporate hustle. You got all types of hustle. And you will be hustled. What they say, you F around and find out. Yeah. You'll find out in the industry quicker than finding out in the streets. You know what I mean? So I definitely pertain a lot of my street smarts to this industry. But just not ever getting too comfortable. You don't really want to make friends. And I'm not the type of person that's going to sit here and like, oh, everybody just please come hang with me. And then I'm not the type of person that's like trying to tell people, like just trying to make the industry seem dark and all of that type of stuff. But I just rather not deal with a lot of it. I don't have a lot of industry friends at all. I can count on one hand like real friends in the industry that I do have, you know. And y'all know that. Y'all know that. But yeah, for the most part, I just like to stay grounded. Baltimore taught me how to stay grounded in who I am. You know, stand on what I say, mean what I say, drop the mic and walk off. That's just what I am.
You think the Illuminati is real?
I do. I believe it's real. I believe in a lot of that stuff. I do. Am I like in it? No, like, because some people like when I say in it, a lot of people like research it, go crazy over researching and then like digging rabbit hole type stuff. Like, nah, I know it exists and it's there. It's there. As long as it ain't paying attention to me, I ain't paying attention to it. So yeah, it's certain things. I believe there are a lot of different energies and stuff like that out there, though, for sure.
Yeah. I feel it too. I'm just like,
Yeah.
So one thing about you, you've always been super transparent about who you are, where you're from, your life struggles. I think one thing that's very interesting that a lot of people can take notes from you on is how open you are about co-parenting with your son. Why was it so important? Because I think there's a lot of people who don't like to be perceived as baby mothers or, you know what I mean? Yeah. So why was it so important to show and then even include your son's father on your platform to talk about how co-parenting looks for you all?
I actually, I love being a mom first and foremost. I love being a boy mom. I actually want more kids. You know what I mean? Like I want that. It won't be with no damn Jerome, but I definitely want more children. Me and my son's father, we have a very unique situation. We have a very unique bond as well. He's like my little brother, and I am like his sister. I know we done laid down, had a baby 11 years ago. Whatever that was is what it was, but we are family. We move amicably to raise our kid. We co-parent the best. Now, it wasn't like that overnight. We had to move on and get past our feelings for each other and then let go of some of the hurt that we were holding on to that we caused because we were so young and trying to be in love and stuff like that. But once we got past that, we realized it was about Ashton. That's when we really started co-parenting and doing it together as friends. Yeah. And that's all. But that's very important. You always want to do that. Yeah. I grew up in a house with my mom and my dad. They've never not been together until just recently. But and my son's dad grew up opposite. So Ash is still, trying to figure out, we got two different households. And I call it the best of both worlds. You got a parent that came from two-parent household, and you had one that came from a broken home, you know what I mean? So you got the best of both worlds, So we're trying to get Ash, fully acclimated on how he how he gonna come up. Right.
But I think it's also good, though, that he's watching you all. Like, even on your platforms, bringing him on there and saying, like, listen, this is what we agree upon, this is what we don't, this is where we're at. Because, again, there are people whose parents didn't make it, and they don't even speak to each other. My parents didn't speak to each other.
Yeah. And that's how Jerome was, you know what I'm saying? Well, he lost his mom at 10, but his mom, before she passed away, and his dad, they weren't always on the same page, you know what I mean? So what Jerome saw, he didn't see his parents getting along either, a lot and stuff like that. And that can have a lot of to do with how you grow up and the adult that you become, how you are raised and what you see growing up. So yeah, we just try to do everything that we know is in, there's no rule book to parenting, but we try to do everything that we can so Ash can always feel like he can come to us. That's the biggest thing. Communicate with your parents, communicate with your kids, learn your children, because some people walk around with kids they don't even know. They belong to you, but you do not know your kid, and your kid don't know you, man. You got to talk. So I learned that in the pandemic when I had to spend every day with my son. So yeah, get to know them, because they got things that they trying to figure out too, Yeah.
Do you feel like right person, wrong time with your baby daddy? Or nah, not at all? Because, now that y'all have grown and are amicable, if he was the man he is today, back then, do you think you would have still been with your baby daddy?
I don't like who he is today to be saying all that. I ain't say that he's the best now. I just said that we best friends now. He ain't the best. But, I felt like everything happened right. I don't regret anything. I'm glad I met Ron when I did. I'm glad he gave me my child when he did. And because I wouldn't be half the woman I am today if I didn't become a mom that soon, and if I didn't have to struggle on my own and really had to know what it was like to grind to taste victory. You know what I mean? I wasn't handed anything. So that's how I started, just making videos in my car. Half time car wouldn't start up. Had, all types. I went through things, but I'm glad I went through that because that's why I'm so down to earth. That's why I am so humble. And I don't even like to use that word because humble means less than. And I know my value, but humble in terms of speaking of, that's why I will never forget where I came and how I got where I am.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Absolutely. So speaking of your son, now that he's getting older, he's seeing the internet, he knows mom, does these things. Do you ever get like now a little more conscious about whatever you put out into the world because he does see that? Does it ever scare you like, damn, maybe I shouldn't say that because my son can see it now?
Yeah, to be honest with you, no. Shit. To be honest with you, no, girl, I don't. Ashton knows his mom. He knows his mom, and then I know my kid too. And we have talks about what I do and how you do as I say and not as I do. When you grow up, you're gonna grow up into your own person. You're gonna go this way. You're gonna go that way. You're gonna do this. You're gonna do that. You're gonna follow these friends. You're gonna lead these friends until you figure out who you are. Then that's fine. You're gonna pull from everywhere. He's gonna get stuff from his dad, get some from his friends in school, get stuff from me, get stuff from his grandparents, my boyfriend, soon to be husband, all that, y'all coming soon. But yeah, that's how we do it, me and Rome.
Does he want to be in the industry, your son?
Girl, yes, but he want to be in a different industry. He want to be an NFL player, and I told him, I said, look, you can't get to the NFL just being Jess Hilarious' son, child. You got to really do some work. Like, I can't pay for you to get in the NFL when you can't catch worth a damn, and you can't, so he works hard on sports. He's in track. I'm putting him in track. He's in football now, and he's with a personal trainer. He loves to work out. He's very ambitious when it comes to sport. He has a lot of competition in him. My son is very competitive, and just a raging, growing kid. That's all it is.
You send him over to Uncle Russell's house, okay? If I had a son, I'd be trying to get him to Uncle Russell and Sierra's house because they over there raising athletes, okay?
Yeah, and they keep popping babies out. So go ahead over there, Ash, get some practice. Yeah, go ahead. I know, right? Shoot.
Okay, now speaking of sons, fathers, child, just with the mess, you keep up with everything.
Yes.
Have you seen this whole TikTok nonsense about random man in Atlanta?
No, what happened? What is that?
Jess. Oh my God. Okay. So this is girl on TikTok. She was on Shade Room actually. Okay. So she always like jokes around about how hard being a single mom is, and she always toting her baby, got a lot of bags, and she was like, I got this diaper bag, I got this baby from this random man in Atlanta, right? So she just jokes around about her baby daddy, right? Okay. Well, she grew a massive following on TikTok, and always kept the identity of her baby daddy quiet. Yeah. Last week, he decides to jump on the internet and reveal himself and start talking crazy. This man has 7 baby mamas, left her 30 days postpartum, and moved in with another woman. And all these women are coming forward. And see, I'm going to have to bring you down the rabbit hole, but I just knew Jess was going to have some mess for that.
No.
Girl, you have to get into it. It's so good. It's all over TikTok.
So she's one of the girl who goes viral. She's one of the 7 baby mamas.
She didn't know.
And we never knew who he was until he decided to be like, look, since you talking about me all the time, I'm going to let these people know who I am. And you ain't my only baby mother.
Well, so she found out in dealing with him later on that he had another baby mama, but she had no idea, when she was dating this man. Keep in mind, she was in her early 20s, he was in his 30s. So you see what you picking up what I'm putting down. Yeah. So yeah, but I guess because he got so inflated off of the fact that he knew he was the random man in Atlanta, but no one else knew, probably other than close family and circle. So everybody dragging him online because it was like, baby, you did it to yourself. You put the pistol on your own head. Boom. So now she's like blowing up, got a management team. You know how it goes with social media. Good. Living her best life, right? So everybody's been just breaking down their ideas of the random man in Atlanta and the situation. And I think you got to get on it because I can see that being some Jess with the mess right now. You're going to tear that down. You're going to tear that down. You're going to tear that down. Nice little juicy story. I'm tuned in. Girl. All right, don't get me started. I'm going to show you
Okay.
And then my last question about Jess with the mess. What were your thoughts on Funky Dineva eating Chloe up like that?
Girl, to be honest with you, I don't like when any man does that to any woman, and that's not even just the gist of it. It's not even like I'm not even gonna just leave it there. It's just distasteful, just for you to just blatantly make a video and just say, I never liked you anyway, just some of the things, and then just going in depth. And I'm happy that those girls know what to respond to and know what not to, because she didn't come back and say anything that I seen.
Yeah, she tweeted. She was just like, people are so mad when you're happy.
Okay, well, good. Very generic, and yeah, good. I'm glad. I'm happy the way her and her sister both. They respond so classy. Sometimes they don't. Most of the time they don't.
Yeah.
But Chloe getting sick of y'all. Like, Chloe is getting sick of, and I mean, you know, the people getting sick of them, and I would be too. It's like, I don't know why they expect for her to not. It's like people want her to fit the mold of what they think she should be. Like, why can't it be one outgoing, sexy one, and then one, you know, wholesome? I guess, and I ain't saying that Chloe ain't wholesome, but she's just a little bit more, you know, sexy. You know, and Hallie is like the balance to that. You know, I don't see why that's a problem. Yeah. Why do everybody want them to be like T and Tamara? Why do everybody want them to be so cookie cutter, Martha Stewart? Why do everybody want that? Like, I don't know. But I completely disagree with Doniva. I think that Shorty was wrong, and I just don't even know where that came from.
It was so unprovoked.
Yeah, like, I don't know.
Was it about the story?
Yeah, was it following when everybody thought that Hallie was pregnant?
Yeah.
You got that mad off of somebody, and I ain't gonna lie, I got a little, like, not irritated. I was like, jive, like, all right, Chloe, look, if she pregnant, she pregnant. That's her man, and it's all right, girl. Like, relax. But I didn't dislike her because she can't. That's what she supposed to do. They gonna always stand together. Yeah. They gonna always do it. Yeah. Like, come on. That's how my sister is. That girl don't play about me. I don't play about her. Like, come on. It's not a. So I don't know, but no, he was dead wrong for that.
Yeah, dead wrong. Just like you was wrong for talking about old boy teeth.
Oh my God, which one?
Now which one? T.I. son.
Girl, oh my God. You know what? But what I would like to say is I do like that young man decided to, if he was going to change anything, he changed his daggone teeth. And I was happy. I said, all right, look, go ahead, change your goddamn teeth. If that's what you feel like, they're a little too small, or if you feel like you need some bigger teeth, go ahead, throw them up in there.
Yeah, well, listen, nobody can be mad because T.I. ate them up too. T.I. was joking too.
I know. King's so cute, though. I think all their children are just cute. I do. And Tiny got hers done a couple days before King's. Tiny's look perfect.
Do they?
Yeah, hers look good. The angle that they took them from, I ain't see nothing wrong. It was nice.
It's a fine line with veneers. It could either go very well,
it's never in the middle,
or cheek glaze. Yeah. The little gums.
That's
the little square gums.
That's why I said the little. Yep, that's the girl. Because remember when Nene first got hers, when they was trying to get acclimated to him, and they remember when oh my God, girl, Joel Santana. When he came out, because then, you know, he was still trying to learn how to, like, really get around the perks situation when he was talking. And then when he went to get those teeth and he stopped the perks and everything, he had to learn how to move the mouth. And I think they good now, but people got to grow on to them.
Yeah, and then people want to go to Colombia to get them done. Yeah, like,
it's going to be coming over here talking about, and we be like, hold up. Because where you getting them from? And they ain't shaved, the oven was down far enough. Gosh.
I know you went on vacation. You came back with cheek glaze.
I know.
Like, what is this? How do we get here?
Really ain't gonna be able to crack no crap legs with them. God.
Okay, gonna be like Suki missing that front tooth. Don't play with it. Okay.
So where is my tooth?
Yeah, she was like, I paid too much.
Yo, I love her though. That's my girl. Yeah.
So anyway, okay, listen, you got a lot of stuff coming up. You got a lot of stuff going on. You're here in Columbus locally, making sure that you get them comedy shows done. You got 4 shows here, but you also have a plethora. So go ahead and run down the list.
I do. I have a podcast with the Black Effect and iHeart. Make sure you catch my podcast each and every Wednesday on your way to work, on your way to taking your babies to school, on your way to the gym, whichever. Each and every Wednesday it comes out between the hours of 7 a.m., maybe 6 a.m. to 8 a.m. Also in October, I have 2 TV films that are hitting the networks. The BMF First Lady of BMF, which is Vivica Fox's story, and Judge Mathis, he actually produced it as well. That will be on BET Plus and BET as well. Celebrity Squares. That's going to be on VH1, premiering in October. So 2 things in October. And then Pretty Hilarious. Look out for that at the top of 2024. Me, B. Simone, and Pretty V got a spinoff, Wildin' Out. Nick Cannon did that. That's my guy. So shout out to that humble soul. I love him too. But yeah, I got a lot of things going on. And then after this writer's strike is up, I got 3 movies that I landed roles in, and they will all be in theaters. Y'all make sure y'all look out for my new special as well. I'm working on that too.
Oh, just, I'm so proud of you, girl.
Yes, girl, thank you. Thank you. And then cross your fingers, y'all. I'm hopefully, prayerfully, will be getting the 3rd seat for Breakfast Club. Y'all already know what's going on.
Okay. She gonna take my job and the next job and the next job. Cause you know that syndicated radio work. The next job and the next job. I'm playing Jess. No.
Well, look, if I don't get it, I'll be in here, Columbus.
Okay.
I'm gonna come to Columbus with y'all.
Okay. Yeah, pull up on us. And of course, Jess, thank you so much. Again, keep that light. I know, again, what you do, you come with a lot of criticism and it can get heavy, but since you're moving, you're shaking, you going, and again, God is continuing to pour into your cup. So I'm super proud of you, and more to come from Jess Hilarious. So thank you.
Yes, thank you, girl. I love you.
Love you too, boo. Right. Grab a cup, throw it back, and sip on all of that.
Oh, now I gotta do that. Shit, I gotta grab a cup, throw it back, sip on all of it.
Period.